That's curious. Teammate leading out with By Hero, he, as you can see, is 0% in Pro League. 0 and 4 across the season, 0 and 2 in Brood War. I'm not sure why you would send By Hero. I can see some people in the chat thought that it was Jaedong. I actually thought it was Jaedong too, while the screen was all pixelated. And then the pixelation disappeared, and I was very disappointed. That's okay. And oh man, well, this is gonna be very difficult for him because he's playing against Fantasy, who went 13-3. That's a little bit better than 0%. It's a little bit. 7-2 in Brood War, 3-0 in TVZ. So that's gonna be quite difficult for Hero to win now. A ZVT against Fantasy. That's just not gonna go well. So yeah, it does look like the players are switching at least from yesterday. Of course, yesterday Fantasy did play StarCraft 2, where he actually took out Jaedong in a ZVT or a TVZ rather on Entombed. But yeah, let's see how teammate can do today. I'm really surprised that they're leading out with By Hero. I mean, the thing is though, actually, this might be part of the strategy because yesterday, right, SKT led out with their best players in the first 2 sets of both Brood War and SC2, right? So they went Bisu best, and then they went Fantasy, Sun. So they don't even want it to go to like set 3 of each of these. So maybe the teammate coach's strategy here is just do a throwaway game in game 1, just make you waste one of your good players on like a Chobo player. And that's not really fair to say Chobo, but you know, one of the lesser tier players on your team. And then in sets 2 and 3, you send out your good guys, and then you take those 2 maps instead. I mean, we did see similar things to this, like in the regular season, due to the way you have to switch between games. I think it was a bit more prevalent, in fact, where you have people like Lizzie just coming out in the set 3. You're just like praying you get a 2-0 so Lizzie doesn't have to play. But if you lose one of the games, you're just like, ah, damn it, and then Lizzie comes out and he's terrible, and then you lose. Yeah. Alternatively, Hero could actually just have like some kind of snipe build or something. I don't know. Anyway, we are on Electric Circuit in cross positions here, as you can see. Fantasy here at the top right as the orange Terran. By Hero at the bottom left as the blue Zerg. And yeah, so SKT I think is in quite a comfortable position here, being up 1 whole series over teammate, and you know, historically, and by historically I mean throughout the course of the regular season, doing pretty well against them. Looks like he's actually going for a wall off here. Now, wall off in this position is not ideal. Of course, there are slight positional imbalances on basically all Brood War maps because of the fact that... Hey, it's the tall guy! Oh, wait, shit, I didn't finish reading your sign. He just asked Bisu out. Oh, shit, dude, that was a terrible idea. You're gonna have a rabid Ket, like, after you now. Oh, man. That guy, in a week's time, we're gonna find that guy's body floating in a river. He's gonna have, like... anyway. Awkward. I believe that was a pool first build from By Hero. Indeed it was. Looks like it was an overpool. Plus gas, in fact. So he's going for something cheesy. But before that I was talking about walls. Oh yes! Positional imbalances. Your units always spawn on the bottom left of your buildings in Brood War. You can't change that. So like in Fantasy spawn position, his Marines will actually tend to spawn on the outside of his wall, whereas let's say he was actually at bottom left in By Hero spawning position, his Marines would actually spawn on the inside of the wall. But actually, the way he positioned his barracks is not actually tight with the depot. He actually built it to the left a little bit, which makes me wonder if he's actually done that on purpose to make the Marines spawn on the inside. I'm not even sure if that's possible, but that's definitely what that placement looks like to me, because otherwise the placement doesn't really make any sense. So let's actually see how clever Fantasy is here if he actually figured that out. Anyway, it is going to be a fast lair here, 2-hatch lair. I presume this is just 2-hatch Muta. What actually might have happened, because I wasn't paying attention, is that was actually a 12 pool, not an overpool. I believe the fastest 2-hatch Muta build you can get is off of a 12 pool gas. But I guess we'll see. I mean, it would certainly make sense not to do any kind of standard build against Fantasy. who is just monstrously good. Made it to the finals of the last Brutal OSL, and unfortunately for By Hero, he's actually letting this SCV get in, so this SCV is actually going to see absolutely everything. It's going to see the fast lair, it's going to see it's just a 2-hatch play. So now Fantasy should be quite well prepared. Now obviously there are still 2 tech paths that could come out of this, Lurkers or Mutalisks. So he still doesn't know exactly what's going on here. But come on, go back to the game, go back to the game. Okay, thank you. But let's see what he does. He also though is actually going for something very interesting. So after the wall off, he actually went for a tech build, going for a very fast starport. Now he isn't getting a machine shop on the factory, and is actually expanding to his back minute only. This is actually a very peculiar build from Fantasy. Well, not necessarily peculiar, but it's very specific to this map, obviously, because you don't have that protected back minute only on other maps. So you wouldn't be safe doing something like this. Oh man, the Vulture actually almost gets caught by the Speedlings. He might still get caught actually. It's almost impossible to micro and slow Vulture against Speedlings, and there we go. Wow. Fantasy though, I mean, even though it's hard to do that, that was a bit of disappointing micro from Fantasy. I gotta say, I would have expected more from the Terrorist. You know, I mean, he's known for his Vulture control, so that was a little bit sloppy from him. He's now completed the wall actually, and yeah, it looks like the Marines. Actually, maybe the Marines still spawned on the outside, but he left the gap there so they could walk inside and then lifted the barracks and closed the wall. So now the wall is closed, but any additional Marines will pop out on the outside of the barracks. But we are actually going to have a Lurker opening here. It's not going to be 2-hatch Muta. So he's just going to go for a Lurker Ling all-in bust here on Fantasy. And this could be very, very difficult for Fantasy to stop because he's got no detection. I mean, he went for the fast starport, but going for fast vessel off the one base doesn't really make any sense. He's made one Wraith. I mean, one Wraith into drop play is very, very common. He's actually not making anything else. He's actually getting some upgrade on his factory machine shop. See, that's why I was actually expecting a machine shop. Even if you continue to go Vultures, you can just get like Spider Mines and do like a Vulture drop with Mines or something. But wow, Fantasy actually almost lost that Wraith as well. Fantasy playing really, really sloppily here. I am quite surprised. But I don't know if he can actually hold this off. I'm actually inclined to say he cannot. I think he might actually just die. Looks like, oh, he's getting an engineering bay though. Oh, that's not gonna be in time. He's gonna have to. He still needs to build a turret at the front. Fantasy, you need to build a turret right now. You need to build a turret. You need to pull more SCVs. He's building a turret. Oh my god, this is gonna be really close actually. If that turret finishes, there's 2 siege tanks in the back. Oh my god, this might actually hold. The Lurkers are finished. He needs to go now. He's got like 4 seconds. Here we go. He's going for the break. The Lings are tanking damage. The Lurkers go down. There's no detection still. He can actually shoot his own barracks, I think, to splash it. No, he's got detection now. The turret is up. He sees the Lurkers. No, the other Lurkers are out of range. He does not see the rest of the Lurkers, so the wall is going to go down, and if the wall goes down, the Lings can run in and kill the siege tanks. He's building another turret in the back. But Fantasy needs the wall to stay up. His Wraith has come out, but see, more Speedlings are coming in here. These Speedlings will just charge in with the Lurkers and take down the siege tanks. This is going to be very, very difficult. There are 3 siege tanks. The Lurkers burrow. The SCVs are off the line. Oh my god, this is going to be so crucial to hold this, but the tanks cannot shoot those Lurkers because they are too close. The tanks unsiege and get away, but so many SCVs have fallen. 7 kills on that one Lurker. By Hero is just rallying in the Zerglings right now, and siege tanks will do nothing against those Zerglings. Oh god, the Wraith is trying to pew-pew its way to victory, but this is just not going to work here. Fantasy is absolutely no mining. It looks like By Hero might actually take the first game here against all odds, busting out the 2-hatch Lurker Ling all in, and Fantasy, he's lost the game. It's the good old Fantasy GG timing, because he's just got nothing left. He's got his back mineral only mining, but that's it. He's got no units. He's going to try and win with just Wraiths and SCVs. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I mean, he should actually, at the very least, he should like make a turret at his mineral only, because if one Lurker goes there and burrows, he's just completely screwed. Because he has no mobile detection, right? I mean, you know, he is completely screwed anyway, but at least he can, I don't know, do something. He's going to try and like patrol micro that Vulture onto victory. He's actually about to just lose all his buildings. Oh, he got a second Vulture out. He got a second Vulture. Wait a minute. Oh, he killed all the Lings. That's pretty good. Man, Fantasy, if he comes back from this, that would actually be amazing, because the supplies right now are actually even. Because look at this, By Hero, he actually doesn't really have the economy to support like continued unit spam. You know what I mean? I mean, he's got 4 Hydras coming out now. He might actually leave those as Hydras to deal with the Wraiths. because Lurkers and Lings obviously not particularly good against Wraiths or Vultures, in fact. So actually just sending even unupgraded Hydras like this is probably the best idea. This is so bizarre, actually. I can't believe that Fantasy is somehow not dead right now. He's actually going to wall with his command center, I think. He might actually just wall with this. But he doesn't have a siege tank behind though, so that's part of what makes it really, really difficult. If he still had one siege tank and he could just wall with the rest of his buildings, maybe he could do something. But oh my god, he's actually going to target down these Hydras. Oh my god, what is going on here? I think Hero should actually just morph those into Lurkers before they die, or morph the damaged ones rather. But no, looks like the Hydras are actually a little bit too strong against the unupgraded units there. But the Wraiths are actually going to come in to harass. There's one Hydralisk there to help defend. A bunker is going up in the main base, but the two Hydras survive. They need to go in right now, but the problem is, Hero, does he not know about the mineral only? Why is he not attacking the mineral only? I don't think he knows about it. I think he actually assumes that he won the game because Fantasy was on one base. He does not know about the mineral only. Why is he not attacking the mineral only? What the fuck are you thinking? Why could Fantasy possibly still be in this game if he's not mining from the mineral only? Oh my god, this is so dumb. I think by here he's gonna like bunker bust because are you kidding me? He just like assumes that because Fantasy is Fantasy, he's not leaving the game even though he doesn't have mining, but actually he has mining. Oh my god, he's probably gonna like dance his Hydralisks now. Dude, I mean, I think he's still gonna win just by like killing all of the infrastructure here, but look at this Fantasy doing the Wraith micro, and like he's building an academy. This actually hurts my brain. Oh my god, by Hero. Like I'm just speechless right now. What? Does he not know that there's like a back mineral only here? Like now there's gonna be a bunker up. Are you kidding me? I mean, does he really just think that this is Fantasy being Fantasy right now? Okay, at least he's got Hydra upgrades now, so I think it's still fine. But this has actually become a little bit silly. Like, even though he's going to win this game, I think he should actually just be very, very embarrassed. This is just kind of... I don't even know what to say. This is just silly. Look at this. Now he's going to go look for more buildings. Oh shit, he's got an expansion here? The teammate guys are like, lol, you so silly, by Hero. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be over anyway. GG from Fantasy. And by Hero is smiling, but if I was him, I would actually just be so embarrassed. I'd be hiding my face in my hands. Just quickly run backstage and hope that nobody remembers this game. Yeah. I don't even understand. I guess at least if you're gonna cheese, like, do it in a spectacularly terrible fashion like this. I don't know. I don't even know what to think anymore. Seriously, it's like he actually didn't know the map. It's like by Hero actually has only been playing on Fish server the past few months and only knows Fighting Spirit now. So he's like, oh, I didn't know there was a base back there. Lol. Alright, teammate, you get a point. I mean, that is a pretty sick upset. That is definitely the way forward for teammate. That is the first step to victory. Take out Fantasy with By Hero. That was his first win of the season, by the way. By Hero was 0-4 until now. He just won his first game by cheesing Fantasy. He basically did